Buried beneath the sands of Egypt, hidden in plain sight, lies a secret that could rewrite history. What if the Garden of Eden, long thought to be lost in Mesopotamia, is actually buried beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza? A theory so bold, so controversial, it challenges everything we thought we knew. What if the key to the world's greatest mystery has been staring us in the face all along? Stay tuned to uncover the shocking truth. For centuries, one of the most captivating mysteries in history and mythology has been the true location of the Garden of Eden. Traditionally, scholars have placed this biblical paradise somewhere in ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers still run. But what if that long-held belief is wrong? A bold and controversial new theory is challenging this ancient view. It proposes that the Garden of Eden wasn't in Mesopotamia at all, but in Egypt. More precisely, it suggests that Eden lies buried beneath one of the world's most iconic and enigmatic structures, the Great Pyramid of Giza. This radical idea comes from Dr. Konstantin Borisov, a computer engineer with a deep fascination for ancient history. In a paper published in Archaeological Discovery, Borisov argues that the 4 rivers described in the Book of Genesis could actually correspond to the Nile, Tigris, Euphrates, and the Indus based on old maps and overlooked historical texts. And he goes even further. According to Borisov, the Great Pyramid itself may have symbolized the Tree of Life, an idea rooted in light simulation models, architectural patterns, and parallels in ancient mythologies. The key biblical description for locating Eden is found in Genesis. It speaks of a single river flowing out of Eden to water the garden, which then divides into 4 distinct branches: the Pishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. The identification of the Tigris and Euphrates with modern rivers in Iraq is what led to the traditional theory placing Eden in Mesopotamia. But the locations of the Pishon and Gihon have remained a mystery. This is where Dr. Borisov's theory takes a radical turn. His argument draws on the analysis of ancient maps. One in particular, dating back to around 500 BC, shows 4 major rivers: the Nile, Tigris, Euphrates, and Indus, all emerging from what early civilizations believed was a surrounding Oceanus. Borisov proposes that the biblical Gihon is, in fact, the Nile. This identification is supported by the writings of the Judeo-Roman historian Flavius Josephus, who stated that the Gihon flowed through Egypt and was known to the Greeks as the Nile. Josephus also linked the Pishon to the Ganges, which flows into India. By linking the Nile to the Gihon, Borisov relocates Eden from Mesopotamia to Egypt. But his theory goes far beyond rivers. Borisov draws a startling connection between the Great Pyramid of Giza and the biblical Tree of Life. According to Genesis, the fruit of this tree granted eternal life. He suggests that the Great Pyramid marks the very place where the Tree of Life once stood. His reasoning hinges on a unique interpretation of light patterns observed inside the king's chamber. Citing 2012 computer simulations, Borisov notes that charged particles within the chamber form branching patterns that radiate from a central point, closely resembling the glow of a luminous tree. These particles accumulate near the pyramid's apex, and when they collide with nitrogen and oxygen atoms, they emit photons, mostly in shades of purple and green. The simulation revealed 5 distinct branches, which Borisov links to the 5 layered beams in the pyramid's relieving chambers. Drawing on ancient mythologies that speak of a sacred mountain crowned by a life-giving tree, Borisov proposes that the Great Pyramid could be that very sacred mountain, pointing out that no other structure on Earth, in his view, embodies these features so completely. The theory also invokes the ancient concept of Oceanus, depicted in medieval maps, like the 13th century Hereford Mappa Mundi. These maps often portray a circular world surrounded by a great river, with paradise or Eden positioned near its edge. Borisov interprets this Oceanus not merely as a literal body of water, but as a symbolic heavenly river, possibly even referring to the aurora borealis. He speculates that this celestial river may align with a chain of ancient sites, including the pyramids of Giza, Machu Picchu, the Sumerian city of Ur, and the Nazca Lines. What makes Borisov's theory especially intriguing is its multidisciplinary approach, blending ancient texts, cartography, mythology, and modern scientific data into a bold new perspective. One of the more controversial elements of his hypothesis is the suggestion that the Great Pyramid was more than just a tomb or ceremonial monument. It may have once functioned as an ancient power source. Borisov, drawing on theories previously discussed on this channel, suggests that the pyramid's internal structure and materials may have generated or conducted energy, possibly in connection with the Earth's electromagnetic field. He also references the concept of ley lines, invisible energy pathways believed to crisscross the planet and link sacred sites. According to him, this could help explain the alignment of ancient monuments such as Giza, Machu Picchu, and the Nazca Lines. Ley lines were originally thought to be ancient trackways used for navigation, but the theory later evolved to suggest they align with invisible currents of Earth energy. According to ley line theory, certain points on the Earth's surface emit or channel subtle energy, and ancient civilizations may have intentionally built temples, pyramids, stone circles, and other monumental structures along these lines to tap into their power. Proponents of the theory claim that these energy lines serve functions similar to acupuncture meridians in the human body, facilitating the flow of life force through the Earth. Some suggest that these lines not only connect ancient sites geographically, but also energetically, creating a network of sacred or high-vibration zones. In this view, ancient architects were not only master builders, but also energy technicians, deliberately positioning their structures to align with natural energy flows, for purposes that may have included healing, communication, or even power generation. Although mainstream archaeology largely dismisses the ley line theory due to its speculative nature and lack of empirical grounding, it remains a persistent and provocative idea within alternative history circles. Its allure lies in the suggestion that ancient peoples possessed a deep, perhaps lost understanding of Earth's energetic landscape, an understanding that might explain the enduring mystery of why so many ancient sites appear to be aligned across continents. In this context, Eden is not viewed as a literal garden, but as a center of knowledge, power, and spiritual harmony, perhaps even a technologically advanced sanctuary belonging to a lost civilization. The Great Pyramid, with its precise alignments, enigmatic internal chambers, and unexplained architectural feats, is seen as a surviving relic of this forgotten era. The fall of man, described in Genesis as a loss of innocence and exile from paradise, is interpreted in this light as a symbolic retelling of the collapse of an advanced world order. In this view, Giza represents the broken heart of that lost world, a place where the remnants of profound knowledge still linger, waiting to be deciphered. The scattered myths of ancient cultures, from the Egyptian tales of Zep-Tepi to the Sumerian accounts of the Anunnaki, and even the Greek legends of Atlantis, all speak perhaps to the same cataclysm and the same longing to return to a time when humanity walked closer to the divine. While such theories remain firmly outside the bounds of academic consensus, they persist in alternative history circles due to the enduring mysteries of Giza and the symbolic parallels found across ancient myths. In this view, Giza is not merely the site of royal tombs, but the shattered remnant of a primordial Eden whose secrets remain hidden beneath layers of stone and time. What if the Garden of Eden wasn't just a symbol, but a place, a real place, buried beneath the sands of Egypt, waiting to be rediscovered? Is it possible the Great Pyramid stands not merely as a tomb, but as a surviving fragment of a civilization where knowledge was power in its purest form? What knowledge sleeps within Giza's ancient stones, in the unseen alignments of shadow and light, in the sacred proportions that have endured the ages? And if Eden truly once stood here, underneath one of the oldest and most mysterious structures on Earth, what else have we misunderstood about our origins? Maybe the truth isn't lost. Maybe it's hidden in plain sight. If you're drawn to questioning what we take for granted, exploring the edges of science, history, and the impossible, subscribe and join us on this journey.